Hello YouTube. So if you don't know me, my name is Fabian and I have recently learned how to actually I worked on healing a very long time for myself, and so I learned how to create healing for others. um, I just sometimes sense that somebody needs my help and I heal. So um, so I, it's very good because if, let's say, you want to be successful in music like I want to be, you might have some kind of block that's keeping you from being successful. Some some usually trauma, and then at the root of that trauma, like a sort of belief. So you get through the traumas, you heal the traumas, and I think that's what I'm gonna try to help you with today. I'm just gonna be in a state of healing and help you heal. So it's usually a trauma, and then there's like a deep belief behind, beneath. It's like a deep belief beneath that that's like really painful, and usually it's just a belief that's like, maybe you needed that belief to keep you safe, or maybe it was just a false belief you picked up from others. But so we're gonna work on that. So I'm just gonna be in a state of healing, if that's even a thing. I just thought of it as an inspiration right now that maybe, and I've thought about it a little bit for a while actually, maybe I could do some kind of healing on YouTube. And so maybe this is the healing that um, you get to sense my presence and you get to heal from that. Um, yeah. So just allow whatever comes up. If there comes something up, let it come up. Let it be seen. Let it be felt. Let it come up. Let let all the pain come up. See through it. Try not to be too resistant of it. Just be with the pain. Be with the pain. And and try to see what is what is what is what is that the root of this? Because we may have something. We may have something that is. Just use my presence to heal. Just use my presence to heal. And just let whatever comes up be seen, be felt. Don't be afraid of feeling your feelings. Don't be afraid of, like, oh, there comes a difficult emotion. The problem with emotion is that we press it down. We have a lot of teachers telling you to just focus positively. And so what happens is we suppress everything, actually. We suppress every negative thought we have, we suppress every negative emotion. And that's, a trauma is basically, in my opinion, it's an emotion. Something bad happens, maybe something really difficult happens for you, and so you have something really difficult happens and you get an emotion from that. So just use my presence to heal. Let whatever comes up, let it be seen. Don't put resistance to it. Just let it be seen. Because what's coming up is what you've been keeping down. So what's coming up, it may be coming up for you or nothing at all. Of course, that's possible. You may not, it may be that the case that you're not ready to do this healing. But if you are ready to heal, something might come up. And yeah, just let it be felt. Breathe and see through it. What you're really learning is how to be with difficult emotions. What you really is learning to do is being with difficult emotions. And I think that's probably the key to enlightenment, actually. Having less resistance to everything. Having less resistance to all the pain. Having less resistance to all the negative. Because that's what enlightenment, in Teal Swan's words, that's what enlightenment is. It's like you have these ups and downs in life, like everybody has. You have these ups and downs, but there's not that much resistance anymore to it. There's like less resistance, and eventually there comes a peace when you're like, I'm at peace. And it doesn't mean you're not challenged. It doesn't mean you're not challenged. You're challenged even more, I would say, because you're able to handle more difficulty. So that's really the key thing here. You're able to handle more difficulty. So the universe is going to give you, bigger challenges. More things to heal is going to show up. And that's a good thing. And you want to do this before some physical manifestation of an illness or something appears. You want to do that before, because you don't want to have an illness, of course. So let my energy heal. Let my energy be here. And let whatever comes up come up. It's alright. It's usually a memory that's like, let's say I've had a lot of intrusive thoughts, and it was actually, intrusive thoughts were actually calling me to integration, to healing, to seeing that, because intrusive thought can be very attacking. It can be like, always attacking your mind. And then we can have, and you might not be able to face that when you've just gotten the problem, or if you've had it for a long time. So it might be very difficult for you to handle life when you get these intrusive thoughts. For example, it's just an example here. And so you get maybe some tools, and I'm not saying they're not good at keeping the thoughts at bay, keeping the thoughts down, keeping them away from your system. But ultimately, it's not a solution. It's definitely not a solution. So it's ultimately no solution at all. What the solution is to have less resistance, and see that the thoughts are messengers often, very often messengers, and I'm saying it directly. It doesn't mean it's a bad. Intrusive thoughts are, as you know, if you have them. For example, it's just an example now. Maybe this video will be about intrusive thoughts. I have no idea, but because I never know what I'm gonna create. I'm just in a flow and letting whatever is flowing flow. So it's what we all know. Intrusive thoughts are the easiest for me to talk about, because that's what I've experienced a lot. And what everybody knows who doesn't experience them is that they're not a bad person because they experience them. It actually means that It actually means that you just have pain. Honestly, you just have pain, and the pain is trying to tell you, please integrate me, integrate me, integrate me, heal me, heal me. I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in pain. So that's what the pain is trying to tell you. But we try to push it down with tools like, you know, we try to push the thoughts down with tools, and it's not a solution. I've come to find it's not a solution. No, it's not a solution. The real solution is healing. The real solution. You need to be ready for healing. You need to have less resistance to being with your emotions, of course. But yeah. So it's about healing, honestly. And many times, and Teal Swan says this. She's amazing. She says that your mind doesn't speak unless it thinks it has something important to say. And let's say we take intrusive thoughts as a keep going example for this. It's a good example because the realization of how these things works are very integrated in me. So I might as well go and talk to you in that sense. It's really, it's pain calling you out for integration, and yeah. And then you find that there's a trauma, maybe. There's a trauma. There's a trauma that's wants to be healed. And I'm hoping just by me sharing this, you're already feeling the sense of something is lighting you up, lightening, lifting the burden from your. You can always say from your soul, yeah, because your soul may need this healing. And sometimes we can have, yeah. Sometimes we can have past life things that come up. We might have some kind of fear that pops up in our head sometimes because of how we have lived, because of how we have lived, what we have been taught and everything, how we were learned, how we learned how. Almost lost my thread there, but if you learned that this is how I should work with my mind, this is how a mind works, and this is how I deal with my mind. You learn from your parents, of course. You learn from your parents. This is how I deal with my mind. You learn through them. And so they can't teach you anything they don't know. So if they haven't reached enlightenment or haven't reached a lot of healing, they can't teach you that. So that's tough, of course. And then you might experience that you're going through the years and you're experiencing fears, and then some bad thing can happen, and you suddenly have connected with a past life. Suddenly there's a memory of a past life that could be really big, that could be impacting your life immensely after that. And it's usually not a bad. I haven't found anything in my system anyway that was like you're a bad person or anything. If you say that about intrusive thoughts, because you might think that you're a bad person because you have these thoughts and whatever, or you might have a subconscious belief that you're a bad person because you have negative thoughts, or the thoughts may feel really strong, and then you have thoughts like I'm a bad person for having these thoughts or whatever. But usually it's not like that at all. Usually it's just pain that wants to be integrated and healed. And yeah, let my energy heal you for a little bit. Yeah, and take this awareness with you that your thoughts are not your enemy. Your mind is not your enemy. That's what's causing the whole problem here, because we put so much resistance to our mind. So that's really the big issue here. We put so much resistance to our mind that, well, you know this, you know the thing about don't think of a pink elephant, don't think of a pink elephant, and it's like, what are you thinking about? A pink elephant, of course. So that's and then you say, no, I can't think about a pink elephant, because you get scared of it, and then it's like, what you resist persists, so it just gets more. And so you can develop tools for, like, no, I've had a tool which was good for the time when I used it. I guess it doesn't work anymore. It actually just hurts in my mind when I say it now. But for a while it was probably good for me. I had a tool for intrusive thoughts where I said, like, I don't even know. Yeah, I had a tool anyway that was really good for me. I think it was good for me, or maybe it was resistant. I was pretty free of um, intrusive thoughts for a while, and now they don't bother me so much, most of the time anyway. Um, and I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect at this healing, or I'm not perfect at dealing with intrusive thoughts. I'm not perfect. I'm learning. I'm growing, and I think, I've said, I don't know if I've said it before. I don't know if I've uploaded it, but what you give, you get back. So if I'm learning, teaching you how to be more present with, to be more non-resistant to thought, actually, I'm learning to be that as well. So that's really good for me also. So I'm helping you. I'm even learning through this experience of teaching you before I have even uploaded the video, and then I'm going to integrate it even more, of course. And if I don't know, maybe this video will be big someday, and you will get a lot of it, and you will write some comments saying how much it improved for you, and yeah, and then I will get back even more understanding, maybe. So that's pretty cool. So, and I think that pretty much wraps it up, I think. Maybe you need a little bit more presence here. So my energy is I have a very healing energy. It's like sometimes when I step into a room, I'm not sure what it's called in English. Maybe it's the same thing, but in Swedish it's called kinestet. So my body basically absorbs, sometimes like a sponge, pain, and transcends it. So I've had a lot of issues with that, actually, where I've gotten pain from other people who who didn't work on their own stuff, you might say. And that was a gift in itself, because that gave me illness, basically, and so I could heal myself. So yeah, that's another thing. Sometimes you attract an illness because you're trying to heal yourself. So it's like Bentinho Massaro says, it's like the first sign of healing, actually, that you that you that you have attracted an illness, because it's actually your body's way of healing, because it's stopping you. So it's stopping you. It's saying, you gotta stop. We gotta heal this. And so you might get a physical illness, and it's saying, we're carrying some old baggage beliefs. We're carrying some trauma here. And so I'm gonna show you that in the physical body. So you might get a physical expression of that. And that can be tough as hell, I'll tell you. But that's okay, because it's a way of healing, and it may take time. You might not heal everything in a second, but it will get better. It will get better if you work on it, of course. And then you find integration and healing, and yeah, if you work on it, you will find integration and healing, and the better it gets, the better it gets. And if you become really good at healing, So if you become really good at healing, it's basically being with all uncomfortable emotions and sensations in your body and negative situations. If you become so good at that, you totally, yeah, it's like whatever pain, even though I'm experiencing pain that's like beyond what I should be experiencing, or I feel like I should be have to experience, that I feel like this is too much, and you walk around with that for years, you might get enlightened at the end if you keep on working on yourself. So that's a key message for you here. So yeah, I think that, yeah, I'm just gonna check if there was something else. Yeah, so that's a good tip. I mentioned that in a previous shorts video. Is if you want healing, give healing to others. But that doesn't come just like, you know, probably you have to become a bit better at healing yourself. But if you want healing, give healing to others. So, and this is not for me to get my own healing, even though if there's more healing I need to do, then that's good, of course, and it's a good contribution I make for you and for myself to upload this. But I was just inspired to make this video, and I hope you find it helpful. I think I'm gonna stay here a little bit longer and speak to you and let my energy be healing to you and give you this awareness, actually. Another thing that is very healing is to create. It's very good for healing. I've heard anyway. I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah. It's very good for healing. Yeah, it's, when I think about it, it's very good for healing because you're writing out all the negative stuff. But I don't feel like it's the greatest way of healing. It's getting rid of negative stuff. If you have a lot of negative stuff like traumas, it doesn't necessarily heal the traumas. It more heals the emotions, the emotions, I think, and the thoughts, emotions and thoughts. And I really want to recommend Teal Swan here. She has the best meditations for healing, in my opinion. She understands healing, and she understands healing at such very deep level. Probably, she's probably the best healer on earth, I would say. I don't know, but she's a very good healer. She's a great healer, and her meditations, usually she has like a, sometimes she has like a meditation pack where you can buy for, it costs a bit, but sometimes she has like these, if you buy it now you get it for like $5 or something, all her meditations for life, you know. And so that's what I did, and I did the healing, a lot of healing through that. And so yeah, I'm gonna stay here a little bit longer, I feel like. Just let my energy be healing to you. Just let my energy, you know, because I have very good healing. So let my energy be healing to you. And maybe you'll even receive this as a gift to give healing to others as well after you've listened to this. It's very possible. yeah, please let me know if you experienced any healing down in the comments below. And if you like this video, like and subscribe. And I think that about wraps it up. Just gonna check if there was something more. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that completely, but it may take some time for you to get ready for healing haven't if you haven't been able to heal. It may take a lot of time. I worked tirelessly, I can tell you, for 1 year or something like that before I had a breakthrough in healing. I basically couldn't heal anything. I could only heal like basically nothing, and I was working on healing every day, all the time. Like a lot of healing I was working on. I was really trying to heal, and I felt like I wasn't healing anything. My state wasn't getting better at all. It wasn't getting better at all. And after 1 year, I had my breakthrough. I just was there for my pain finally. Instead of being like, I have to get rid of you, I have to get rid of you, I have to get rid of you, you know? I have to get rid of this pain, I have to get rid of this pain. I was like, let me be there. It was like, let me be there for your pain. Let me be there for you. What's your message, you know? Let me be there for your pain. So that was my breakthrough. And then I healed for another year. It's been a year and I've been healing and healing and healing and healing and healing. And then, yeah, so it's basically, for me, it's basically processes that's going on almost. I almost don't have. I'm just gonna check my battery that it has time here. Yeah, so I was just gonna check so I had battery in my phone. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, so sometimes it takes a long time. I had a breakthrough after a year, and I said, let me be there for your pain, instead of fighting it away, because that's really the problem here. We treat our emotions and traumas like it's something we have to get rid of, until we realize it's like, can I be there for you? Can I be there for your pain? Listen to what you have to say. And when you finally listen to what it has to say, it burps out everything. It just burps out everything. And you realize the truth of how good you are, actually. You go deeper within your subconscious, and you realize, oh my god, I really am amazing. I've had a lot of trauma, which gave me a lot of pain, and so all these problems that you might have from having pain, all these problems that you might encounter, or fears or whatever, it's actually just old baggage, and you picked it up long time ago. And then it came traumas from that, and so it's, yeah, and then maybe it got worse and worse. It usually does, I think, until we get like to a breakthrough with spiritual awakening. All of a sudden you have an awakening and you're like, I can't live like this any longer. And then it goes very well for a while. You have like the bliss stage, I guess, for many people, I think. And then there comes a dark night of the soul. So, yeah. There was something I was gonna say. Yeah, that's very important. Acceptance. That's the key. That's really the key. When you've done all the healing work, when you've said, when you've been with all the pain, and you've healed everything. Basically, you've tried to heal everything to the best of your ability. There's no traumas left that's keeping the problem there or whatever. But it doesn't go away, the pain. And what you do then is you accept it. And I accepted it after 2 years, maybe, my pain. Like, my life has been sometimes a living nightmare. Many times, for a long time it has been a living nightmare, and so I accepted that. It's a living nightmare. And I don't feel the same way anymore. First, you take away the suffering through, like, you know, the suffering to, like, my life is a living nightmare. And then you don't suffer that. You just accept it. Yeah, I just accept it. So that's really key. That's really good. I wish I would have accepted it sooner, because then probably I would have found the healing much sooner. But that's all right. It comes to me. It comes to you in the right time. So if you're finding this video already, not to brag or anything, but if you're already finding my video on healing, you're probably on a good way there. Probably, because I am pretty good at healing, or at least so I think. It seems to be the case. Yeah. So acceptance is really good. And just continue to let my healing energy to just let you be with everything that comes up. And so when you've been with all these emotions, there's a video that there's a meditation. I think that's all for now, actually. Yeah, I think that's all I need to do in this video. So now you have gotten a lot of tools, and you can go back to this video anytime. And I hope you have a nice day. And if you need healing, don't be afraid to ask the universe. Don't be afraid to ask the universe for healing. Don't be afraid to ask the universe for healing. And yeah. So take care, and I hope you find healing. That's all for me. Thank you and goodbye.